Beloved, don't ever let nobody try to manipulate you to stay somewhere that you do not want to be. Somewhere that you know you've outgrown. You know your spiritual contract is up, right? And even if you're not aware of spiritual contracts, you can feel when a spiritual contract is done, okay? When it's finished, okay? Finito. All right. Now, one of the the go-tos, for the narcissist, male or female, right? And they all do this. Every last one of them, right? Narcissism is a spirit, right? It's the spirit of Jezebel, okay? And at times it's accompanied by that Ahab spirit as well, right? Or the Leviathan spirit. 111 on my timer. But I rebuke all of them in the name of Jesus, okay? We ain't got to go down the list naming them. But they will try to manipulate you to stay where you know your time is up, right? And the biggest one that they'll pull out is, uh, 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 if you leave, if you leave, I'm gonna kill myself, right? Oh, sorry, YouTube. I know y'all be tripping about words, but excuse me. If you leave, if you leave, I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm gonna off myself. I'm gonna take myself out. Okay, call the suicide hotline. Okay, call the hospital. Right? There are places for things like this. There's resources and help that you can get if you really feel like harming yourself. And it's all just a stage. It's all just a stage. They're too greedy, too hateful to actually harm themselves. Okay, this I know for a fact. They they adore themselves too much. Um, The second thing they'll do is they'll try to trap you with a baby, right? Either a kid you already have, right? Or they'll fake a pregnancy. I've seen people say that they were pregnant, right? When actually they were pregnant with somebody else's baby and they knew that, right? And they just lured away the person just to get them away from you, right? Or in that case, me, right? And older males from the old school, like, they know better, right? This generation of the younger people, say like 20, 29 and below, they don't know. They just believe whatever they hear. 333 on my timer, right? Those of us that have been here for a little bit, right? We know the tricks of the trade. We know the game that females play, right? Males too, right? But more than not females, because we're talking about babies, right? A baby is not a reason to stay somewhere you are not fulfilled. That is not a reason. I don't know why anyone would ever sacrifice their own happiness to stay somewhere because someone's pregnant. As if you cannot co-parent from two different places. And some of them will stay in that relationship miserable for the baby. It's not for the baby. Uh-uh. To tell you the truth, people have babies to use them as pawns. They do. They do. For my time. You know how many kids you know how many kids are born every day? Or people get pregnant every day just to use that child as a pawn to control somebody else? 4, 5, 6 on my timer. It's sickening. It's sickening. It's disgusting, really. And then think of the trauma and the generational curses that that child has to grow up in and around. And then they just create, the child becomes a product of its environment. And again and on and down the line. Right? Like, the tests that we go through in life, right? 80% of those tests have to do with you standing up for yourself, have to do with you speaking up when you know you should, when normally you'd be quiet and you just not say anything, just suffer, be miserable. You don't defend yourself, right? 80% of the tests that we get every single day from the divine have to do with us observing things, standing up for ourselves, not standing for foolishness, right? Most of it is decision making. Most of it is speaking up for yourself, right? Most of it is not being a pushover, not letting people walk all over you, not letting people talk you into things that you know are not good for you, not sacrificing your body for money. Because believe me, you're losing way much, bleh. You're losing way more than you're gaining in cash. It can never amount to what you're losing spiritually. It can never amount to it. Never. Like when you actually get a spiritual understanding, it'll scare you because you'll look back on your life and me too. Oh, beloved. Talk about a player. Wow, boy. Okay. Don't you think I can't be played now? Okay, you can't play a player. All right. Well, an ex-player, I should say, an ex-player. I wouldn't be caught dead doing that today, at all, at all. Why? Because I know things that I didn't know then, and I thank God that I didn't lose my marbles. Okay, and I'm talking about my brain. My brain. Come on now, stay with me. Don't knock it off. Um, but yeah, it's time to stand up for yourselves, right? It's time to speak. Stop being silent. Put your best foot forward. And then the other one, and then the other one, and then the other one. You don't have to know the ending or how things are going to turn out. You're never going to know how they're going to turn out. That's how God has it on purpose. If you knew how something was going to turn out, there would be no need for faith. None. None. There would be no optimism. There would be no spontaneity. As I said that right? Spontaneity. Spontaneousness. But there would be none of that, right? It would be dull. Everybody would be the same. It would just be gray. You know, like that, what's that movie? There's a movie called Pleasantville, right? And the whole movie, it's black and white, right? I think it's based like in like the Roaring Twenties or something, like 1920s. And the whole movie's black and white, right? That's how life would be. Dull, colorless, right? There'd be no mystery to it. No excitement to it, right? Life is like a scavenger hunt. It's like a treasure hunt. For real. Especially when you wake up to who you really are and you start walking in your purpose, God sets it up like a treasure hunt, beloved. You gotta go like an Easter egg hunt. You gotta go find your blessings at times, right? But it becomes fun like that though, and it's supposed to be, right? It's the opposite. It's the world that is boring and dull. and everything in it, right? That has been deemed to be fun and to be, just everything is really nothing. Walking on this side is the fun part. Yeah, we have to deal with stuff, but at least we elevate, at least we grow, at least we learn, at least we don't remain being the same person that we've always been. In the world, you will. There's no growth, there's no expansion, there's no elevation in the world. Why? Because everybody else is just like the next person. Why? They're all watching the same things on TV, listening to the same music, watching the same award shows, wanting to be Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Jay Z and Beyonce. These are people's goals. That's sad. Yeah, that's sad. 11:11 on timer. They're all in a box. It's limited. You know what I'm saying? They're all in a box, and they can't go no further than that box. They can't burst through the top of the box. It's just walking in a walking in the square. If anybody tries to climb out, here comes everybody else pulling it back down, pulling it back down. It's savage. You know that saying, "Dog eat." It's a dog eat dog world. Yeah, yeah. So don't fall for the tactics of people that are being used by the enemy. Mm, don't do it. Don't do it. That's the end of that. Okay, 12:22 on my timer. Um, this is sidebar. Not for y'all. Not for y'all. Talking to my boo. Um, I'm not mad at you. Okay, I'm not mad. I'm not. Promise, I'm not. I understand. I put myself in your shoes. I know what you're going through. I understand everything that's going on that end. So you don't have to be nervous about if I'm mad or not, or if I'm still upset with you. I'm not. Okay. I know you. I know you watching me, so you know I'm talking to you. Okay. I'm not mad at you. You know I love you. Okay. Actually, in love with you. So don't worry about that. All right. All right. All right, beloved. Love y'all, man. I'll holler at y'all later. I'm about to go do my hair. Later.